Hello everybody, today I'm at Spirit Ford taking a look at this 2024 Ford F250 Platinum FX4. This guy has the standard output 6.7 liter power stroke turbo diesel and a 10-speed automatic transmission. I believe that one of the only differences between the high output and the standard output is the turbo cooling system, and there probably is some sort of engine management or tuning done in the computer to get that higher output out of the HO engine versus the standard output. So starting off up front with the Platinum and up, you are going to get the premium style projector LED headlights versus the reflector LEDs on the lower trims. I love the brushed accents around the Platinum trim, full LED fog lights down below, parking sensors integrated into the lower portion of the bumper, chrome tow recovery hooks up front, massive grille to allow for insane amount of airflow. Front facing camera is going to be right here underneath the Ford logo. Super Duty is stamped into the hood. We have the oversized chin splitter for aerodynamics. One of my favorite features on the Platinum is this 20-inch wheel. It's a really unique 20-inch black and machined wheel. It's a Bridgestone dueler all-terrain, and the tire size is a 275/65 R20. And then you have your front locking hub right here. Your Platinum F-350 badging is going to be on the side. Your standard output 6.7 liter power stroke badge is going to be right here. To quickly differentiate between the standard output and the high output, the high output is going to be red numbering, and then the standard output is going to be this like either black or kind of carbonized gray numbering. Power deployable running boards that are cab length, chrome mirror cap, mirror mounted camera, blind spot monitoring as you'd come to expect, passive entry, so as long as you have the key fob on you, you can lock and unlock the vehicle from the driver or passenger side door. We have the bedside step, which makes getting into the front portion of the bed really easy. Chrome tip exhaust out the passenger side. FX4 badging right here. On the Platinum and up trim, you get the full LED tail lamp with your blind spot monitor right there. This also has the onboard scale system, so this reverse light will actually double as a scale, so you can see if you are over payload or at a safe payload amount with the truck, which is pretty cool. Color matched rear bumpers with parking sensors integrated into the upper and middle portion. I love this new bed step right here with grab handle on the bed side. From King Ranch and up, you get a unique applique. So King Ranch, Platinum, and Limited all have this really cool applique, which I think looks absolutely amazing. Your 7-pin and 4-pin connectors are going to be right here. Your little Ford logos on the driver's side. Backup camera right there, and LED puddle lamp for connecting a trailer in low light situations. Coming around to the driver's side, we have your diesel and DEF fill port. Up top with the third brake light or cargo light, we also have an integrated cargo camera. And then it wouldn't be a Platinum without the keyless entry system. Now, I've been going back and forth between King Ranch and Platinum. I love the two-tone of the King Ranch. I love the interior color of the King Ranch. But the Platinum is just absolutely gorgeous. It's got the more premium lights on the exterior, and the interior colors are actually not all that bad. What do you guys think? Before we go into the inside, this guy also does come with the LED clearance lamps up top. Let's take a look at the interior now. All right, so starting over on the driver's side door, we have this really nice soft leather and almost suede or Alcantara feeling, I think it's suede, throughout. It's very soft to the touch, it's very comfortable. Window controls are gonna be right here. The front two are automatic up and down. Right here we have all the mirror controls, including your power folding mirror button, as well as your telescoping mirror button. 3-seat memory, unlock and lock buttons. Right here we have the front facing LED for the driver's side mirror, and on the passenger side mirror. I will show you what that looks like real quick. So when you toggle it on, you'll have the amber indicator will be on, and then as you can see, so it is forward facing, which is nice. To the right of that, you have the power plug button for the bed of the truck, and then your tailgate release button. Right over here we have the cargo lamp illumination button. rotary dial selector for the exterior lighting of the vehicle, as well as the dimmer switch for your instrument cluster. Under that, you have an electronic parking brake and your power adjustable pedals. Coming up top to the dashboard, we have a mix between this hard carbonized gray plastic and this nice soft leather. This guy does have a heads-up display, as you may be able to see. I hope that's coming through for you on camera. B&O Premium Audio Group with a nice storage shelf right here in front. Coming down to the instrument cluster, we have a fully digital instrument cluster. This is pretty much becoming standard across all manufacturers. Tons of different things you can monitor. Every end user can customize it how they like, which is awesome. Instead of having all the analog gauges and stuff like that, everything is now digital, so very customizable. And one of my favorite displays is the actual tow setting, because it just shows so much information. I'll show you that a little bit later. Coming back to the steering wheel, probably one of the softest leather wrap steering wheels I've experienced in a vehicle. Same on par with the limited trims. I think the King Ranch one is a little bit more of a like rugged kind of leather, so it's not really the same feel. And then the Lariats are unfortunately a little bit more, what's the word, coarse. They're not as soft. It just seems like a tighter pulled leather. There's not as much padding in there. But there are bolsters at 10 and 2. I love the stitching on here as well. Really nice like tactile knurling around the steering wheel with the trim. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have all of the cruise control buttons, the lane keep assist button, and the gap adjustment button for your adaptive cruise control. Under that, you have steering wheel mounted audio controls. Over on the right side of the steering wheel, you have all the controls for the center LCD display, and then more steering wheel mounted audio controls. At the bottom of the steering wheel, again, you have this nice like metal knurling with this wood looking accent trim, and then Platinum is spelled out on the bottom of the steering wheel. And then with the Platinum, you're gonna have that kind of frost looking Ford logo. Right over here, we have your push button start, as you'd expect. Steering column shifter, which in my opinion is where it belongs on a truck. I don't like the push buttons. I don't like the rotary dials. I don't like that minimalist style shifter some of the manufacturers include. This is honestly preferential in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Pro Trailer Backup Assist, integrated trailer brake controller with manual plus minus, push button transfer case, 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, and then locking rear diff. I believe the diff stays locked up until 15 or 20 miles an hour. This is your different drive mode dial. When you toggle this, there's actually a different animation that plays out on the instrument cluster, which is pretty cool. And then I'm gonna turn it into the towing mode, because honestly, it is one of my favorites. There's so much you can monitor here. So you have all of your gauges you can actually put up here too, which is sweet. So you have general measurements, diesel measurements, auxiliary gauges, and diesel gauges. So we can do that with turbo. You have your exhaust brake percentage, and then your boost PSI. Let's go to diesel measurements. There you go. And then we can go to general measurements. So you have all this on top of the measurements up top. Over here, if you opt for the trailer TPMS, you can actually see all the pressures of your trailer tires over on this side. Your tachometer becomes more of like a Mustang style sport digital tachometer, which I love. And then you retain your speedometer in the lower right hand corner. Very, very cool. I absolutely love that. Above the touchscreen display, we have your diesel exhaust brake. Now, this one has 2 modes. There is the full, which will, I believe, try and keep you, it'll try to slow you down to a certain speed and then cut out. And then there's auto, which will just try to keep you at a certain speed. To the right of that, we have the toggle button for the 360-degree camera system. Once you open that, you can then go into the specific views of your camera, which is cool. We have your parking sensors off button up top, hazard light button, traction control off button, and because this is an FX4 packaged vehicle, your hill descent control button is right there. That brings us to one of the key features of this truck, the massive touchscreen display. It has wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, 4G LTE connection. As of 2023 and on, you can actually go full screen with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, which is really, really cool. You don't unfortunately get that in the Ram with the vertical screen. That's why I'm starting to really like the horizontal screen. Right now, we are in the card display, so I have navigation here and audio here. If I want to switch it, I just tap the audio button, and then it switches. easily switch back. This guy does have so many different features you can go through and settings you can go through within the touchscreen itself. It also has massaging seats. I believe on the King Ranch and up, they're called the multi-contour seats. So right now we're in the regular seat bolster position where you can change the air inflation of the seat or how it contours to your body. But then you can go to the massage button and you can get all sorts of different massages, which is nice. It is super comfortable. If I was going on a long road trip in here, towing a big camper, I could definitely see myself being comfortable for extended periods of time. Not only are the seats extremely comfortable, but the massaging feature itself is pretty cool, which I absolutely love. So now that we're done with that, you can come down here to the physical buttons for the radio, all right here. Then below that we have your dual zone climate control buttons with heated and ventilated captain's chairs. Your heated steering wheel button is going to be right here. Something that I love about the Platinum is the wood looking trim and the wood grain trim on some of the trim pieces. I love the attention to detail too with the leather. I believe you get leather on this at King Ranch and up, which means Lariat and below is just hard plastic. I have seen a lot of people online switch their plastic out for the leather trim pieces, which is always nice because when your knee is up against it, it is a little bit more comfortable. Brushed trim in here as well. Push up on this bar, giving us access to a wireless charging mat, a USB and USB Type-C outlet, as well as a storage compartment down here. Now, something that I love that Ford did for this generation, they actually put holes in the bottom of this plus size smartphone or small tablet storage compartment, so that way you wouldn't have the cord dangling out the side because there was no cord management in previous generations. Now what you can do is route the cord up through one of these holes, and then as your phone is charging, the cord actually kind of keeps it locked into place, so when you go around turns, in theory, your phone or device shouldn't fall over. 2 cup holders right here. Nice storage compartment here. I wish that the little brother, the F-150, took a playbook out of the Super Duty and they gave you this option to double your cup holders by simply sliding this thing over. So now you have 4. Beautiful center console armrest. Platinum badging is spelled out right here. And again, it's that soft like suede insert. It feels really nice. Push this button and lift up on it, giving us access to a removable storage tray with change and business card storage. LED cargo light, as well as 2 USB Type-C outlets and a cutout right here for cord management. It's a closer look at the Platinum seats in this guy. Absolutely gorgeous. The passenger gets a 12 volt outlet here, as well as a 120 volt 20 amp outlet underneath. This guy does have 2 glove boxes. The first one's accessed by pushing this button right here. Second one's going to be right below it. Up top, the vanity is going to be LED lit for your passenger as well as your driver. The driver vanity has a 3-door universal garage remote. Up top on the headliner, I love that Ford actually has physical switches and not just buttons for their auxiliary switches, and I love the location of them. When they are on, it is indicated by an amber light. That means they are either live or hot. I love that. Glasses storage behind that. Behind that one, you have the power sliding rear window. And then right here we have all the master controls for the LED dome map lights as well as the twin pane sunroof, which is huge. And then finally, to round things off, we have your auto dimming rear view mirror. So overall, I really do like the interior of this truck. Most of them are the same across all the trims. You are going to have different trim components though, like leather here, different kind of wood grains or different materials throughout. I keep going back and forth between if I want a King Ranch or if I want a Platinum. Honestly, I feel like I just prefer the Platinum a little bit more. I just think it's a little bit more luxurious. I love the color of the King Ranch, but if I were to up to a limited for just a couple grand more, I wouldn't be able to get a Tremor, and I'd be kind of pigeonholed into some things that I'm not entirely looking for. But overall, I think Platinum is probably one of the best trims out there, tied between Platinum and King Ranch. Limiteds are beautiful, but they're not for everybody. So with that being said, let's take a look at the back seats and see how much legroom we have. So before I get in, I do want to point out how easy it is to get in with the drop-down running boards and the grab handle on the B-pillar. These seats are really nice. They fold all the way up, giving us access to the load flat floor, as well as some under-seat storage, which is always appreciated. I am about 5'11" on a good day, and I have a bunch of legroom. I can easily sprawl out in here and kind of recline and not have to worry about being claustrophobic. Storage in the form of pouches behind both driver and passenger seats. 2 cup holders right here. Right here we have your heated captain's chairs buttons, 2 USB Type-Cs. On the driver's side we have a 12 volt outlet. On the passenger side we have a 120 volt 20 amp outlet. Then right here in the seat back we have a fold down armrest / cup holder. And even though this has the twin pane sunroof, which typically I'm not a fan of, I still have a decent amount of headroom, maybe a couple inches before my head hits the headliner. Because the twin pane sunroof is here, your LED dome map lights and integrated hanger hook has been pushed to the outermost portion of the headliner. Let's take a quick look now at the bed. All right, so being a Platinum, there's actually a couple ways to open the tailgate on this vehicle. The first way is with the key fob. The second way is with the button to the left of the steering wheel. And the third way is the more traditional way. You're gonna come up to it underneath the backup camera right here, push the button, and it's gonna automatically come down for you. Now this guy does have a spray-in bed liner from the factory. You also have 4 tie-down points, 1 in each of the 4 corners, with an additional 2 more optional with the Ford cleat system. LED bed lighting, 7-pin connector, and another trailer connector because this guy does have the 5th wheel gooseneck prep package. And then over on the passenger side, we have the 120 volt 20 amp power outlets right here. That is controlled by the button, again, to the left of the steering wheel. Now on the tailgate itself, you're gonna have additional tie-down point that doubles as a bottle opener. And then you're gonna have centimeter and inch markings along this plastic piece right here. This guy does have the tailgate step, which is very easy to deploy. Something that I love on these new Super Duties, I think it's King Ranch and up, is you actually get parking sensors and a backup camera on the top of the tailgate. So if you're backing up to a trailer or a gooseneck or a 5th wheel, you throw the vehicle in reverse, you retain your backup camera. As soon as you push the button to lower this guy, it automatically switches to this camera right here. And then instead of using these parking sensors, which are no longer accurate because you have a item that's about 1.5 feet out from the truck, you then use these parking sensors. So it's very intuitive. It's very, very cool. I'm really happy that a manufacturer finally did that. And then again, because this is a high-end premium trim, in order to put the tailgate up, you simply pull up on it a little bit and then it takes itself up the rest of the way. Very, very cool. Let's take a quick look now at the towing and payload sticker for this vehicle. So here's the towing and payload sticker for this vehicle. Keep in mind, if you see one on your local dealer lot, it may be slightly different, and that's because how it's packaged. General rule of thumb is the more options and packages you get, the less towing and payload you'll have. So let's take a quick look now at the Monroney. So here's a Monroney on this guy. Again, it's a 2024 Ford F250 Platinum with a 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel and a 10-speed auto. Standard equipment's going to be right here for a base price of $77,865. Optional equipment is going to be right here. Most notably, we have the $9,995 upcharge for the standard output 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8. Something to note, the high output is almost $13,000, so you are saving about $3,000 by going the standard output route. Again, I believe the only noticeable difference is the way the turbo is cooled. I believe there is additional cooling on the high output, and then, you know, unknown, I would imagine, is probably some sort of ECM or engine management tuning. 355 locking rear axle for $430, FX4 off-road package for $495, rapid heat for $250, engine block heater for $190. In my opinion, any vehicle in a northern climate should have a block heater. Power moonroof for $1495, 5th wheel prep for $550, and then high capacity trailer tow for $1130. Clearance lights for $95, and then spray and bed liner for $595, bringing the total kit and caboodle to $95,085. And because this is a heavy duty vehicle, it is not applicable to the EPA fuel economy estimates. I want to thank Spirit Ford for allowing me to come to their lot and do a video walkthrough of this vehicle. If you're interested in this vehicle specifically, or any of the 2024 Ford lineup, I will be posting all the contact info in the description below. Let Cheryle know you saw the video, and she'll be more than happy to go over all the discounts, rebates, and incentives you qualify for. I understand almost $100,000 for a truck is not cheap. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the world we live in now. 2024, I do not see things going back to a more reasonable price on things, I think honestly it's just going to get worse and things are going to get so much more expensive. But depending on the rebate or incentive you qualify for, if you can get A plan, X plan, or Z plan through Ford, you can, I've seen a lot of these had for almost $10,000 off. So in theory, you can essentially get the diesel engine for free, or if you go with the high output, you can get it for like 3 or 4 grand. And then that'd knock about 10 grand off the price, so you'd be looking at just shy of 90 grand for a fully loaded, pretty much platinum truck, top of the line. Not bad, in my opinion, especially with how crazy things have been with prices. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving me a like and share. If you want to keep up to date with more vehicle walkthroughs, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and please also check out all the affiliate links in the description below. Like always, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.